Hey guys, how are you? Hope you guys are doing great and everything like that. We do have some severe weather we're currently tracking here, and for some reason, I don't know if there's something up with my mic. There we go. There it is. Apparently, I had something that was muted. So let's go ahead and talk about this here. We do have some severe weather out there in the area and region, so we're gonna go ahead and get to covering this. So. Here's the severe weather right now. Now, obviously, Fairfield, you guys are good. You guys, right now at the moment, you guys are good. Now, as I mentioned earlier, sorry I had a little bit of trouble. Had a couple of issues I had to work out with my setup here, but everything's all right. Using a different weather software here, it's actually pretty neat. But Fairfield, you guys had a storm come through. It's all the way down to the south, and that's something that we've been seeing with these storms here moving to the southeast. Now, the reason why I'm hopping on here is because there have been some damage reports coming in our area. So let's start with Albion first. Albion actually had some quarter-sized hail. That was at 524. Also, what we had was we did have some damage in the Sims area. Apparently, several trees down and crop damage in and near Sims. That was reported by Paducah. That was at 626. Time right now is 653. So that was just reported in. Also, we did have some damage up there in Iuka area. I talked about Iuka a little bit. That's from the storm earlier. A tree down, power lines down over there. That was at 547. Kinmundy area, power outages. Also, a viewer witnessed trees blown down between Kinmundy and Farina. That's on Highway 37. Because you know Highway 37 runs along 57 right there. In Fayette County, a tree down near Little Hickory Creek. So this is the same storm that tracked, and it's right now impacting White County along with Hamilton County as well. Severe thunderstorm warning. Of course, we still have the severe thunderstorm watch. Now, Wayne County, which was part of the severe thunderstorm warning, that has been allowed to be canceled because it's moved out of Wayne County. Still in effect until 7:15. Time right now is 6:54. This storm is moving southeast at 40 miles per hour. Emergency management, the source of this one. So as you can see right here, as we zoom in a little bit, you can actually see. So here's North City right there. So North City, you're right here. There's Carmi, there's Enfield, there's McLeansboro. You have right here Highway 45. This is Highway 1 cutting through Carmi, cutting through North City. And, of course, Route 1 goes all the way down here. This is 45 going down to El Dorado. So right now, a lot of lightning with this cell, and it kind of extends out over to McLeansboro. As we take a look here at velocity data here, not seeing any rotation at all with this. Mainly, it has been more of a damaging wind type threat. Almost some hail as well. We can't rule that out, especially with the quarter size that we had earlier over in the Albion area due to an earlier storm. As we take a look at this, let me see here. Give me a moment. Sorry about that. My apologies for that. And let me see if I can surround a little bit here. Yeah, Albion, as I mentioned, a lot of quarter-size hail with this. I was due to the storm earlier. Also, Crossville area did have a report in. A large tree branch on the road on Highway 14. So Highway 14, as we zoom in a little bit, we'll take a closer look at that. So Highway 14, that is where that was at right there. So just over in the Crossville area. Zoom out a little bit. So this storm has had a history of producing some wind damage in the Sims area. I mentioned it was strong earlier, but because of the storm damage that happened in Sims, Paducah has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Hamilton and White counties. And this is all part of a cluster of storms. You can actually see how this cluster kind of blowing out a little bit, indicative of straight line damaging wind threat. In fact, speaking of that, we just happened to see some reports coming in from Ashton Henry over the Morganfield area. Multiple 5-inch diameter branches down. I know it's Kentucky, but it's an example of the damage over there in Waverly, Kentucky, I believe. Siding and gutters peeled off of buildings. So this is a cluster of storms that has been producing some wind here. And I am getting, oh, okay, never mind. But severe thunderstorm warning until 7:45. That just came in from Hamilton County just now. Also, by the way, too, guys, I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but we did have a report, and it's actually confirmation. We did have a report of a funnel cloud that was over in the Mount Erie area earlier. This was from the same storm that actually was off of 161. So let me do something real quick on my end. Sorry about that, guys. Give me a moment here, and I'll show you. So, by the way, just a quick little plug-in. For those of you who are not aware, I do have a weather page. I'm popping it up right now. It's done before the storm. There it is. That's the weather page. And so I appreciate you guys following along here. There's me right live streaming. There you can see myself right there. But here's that funnel cloud. This was earlier, by the way. This was off of 161 Mount Erie area just right before 5 o'clock. And so I want to thank Lorna Diesel, her son Keaton, actually shot this video. It's more like a screen grab of it, but you could definitely see that definitive cone shape to it. And this was at its peak when that storm was moving through the area. And that same storm is the one that's over in Kentucky right now. Indiana, Kentucky became part of a cluster. But this was right there. It also produced a funnel cloud later on in the Mount Vernon, Indiana area, along with that quarter-sized tail in Albion. So I watched the video, but that was when it was at its peak. So appreciate Lorna. Thank you for that photo. But again, that definitive code. As far as I know, there was no, tornado touchdown with it. But it was like that for just a few seconds, and then it lifted up. Taking a look here at the weather radar at this time, we do have another wind report. That's the thing, too, about the wind. A few trees down along near the Henderson, Kentucky airport. That was Paducah. This is what I was talking about earlier. Persistent high base funnel cloud 5 miles east of Mount Vernon, Indiana, view from across the Ohio River. So, and then also wires down west of Evansville. So, again, we've been seeing reports of the wind damage. Look at the lightning with this around Norris City area. Enfield, Carmine, McLeansboro, Norris City. You guys are getting a pretty good lightning show over there. I'll say that right now. You guys can follow along if you want. Appreciate you following along here. Done before the storm. Facebook page. Also my YouTube. Also my personal Facebook page as well. Oh, by the way, too, guys, I do want to show you this. Where did I put that? I put it somewhere. Well, I thought I had it in here with me. Well, I thought I had it. I'll eventually have to probably grab it here. I want to show you guys something I just got. I've been aiming to post it, and I just, the window forgot. So I'll show you guys a little bit here when I grab it, but I thought I had it with me. So it is what it is. But we do have an update to that severe thunderstorm warning. This is, let me see. Yeah, severe thunderstorm warning. This just came in, by the way. This is to our south. So southern White counties, eastern Saline, southeastern Hamilton, Gallatin County till 7:45. Severe storms are located along the line extending from near Carmi, 7 miles west of North City, moving south at 45 miles per hour. Still pretty consistent speed, but again, 60 mile per hour wind gust. It has had a history of producing damage. We saw it over in Sims, by the way. And so that damage report came in. Albion, quarter-sized still was due to an earlier storm, but right now this storm with a lot of lightning with it, already making its way to the south about 45 miles per hour. Elsewhere here in the area, the yellow, by the way, in case you're wondering, as I zoom out a little bit, this is the severe thunderstorm watch. And so as we look at tornado low 20%, we did have some funnel clouds earlier. but no confirmed touchdowns. 60 plus mile per hour wind, moderate, 60%. The wind has been really the primary threat with this. 75 plus mile per hour wind, that's low, that's 20%. 1-inch hail, moderate 30, 2-inch hail plus moderate 30. And that's the cool thing about this. We could actually take a look at the information here. And that was actually issued at 5:10 until midnight. Right now, time is 7:02. But scattered damaging wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour likely. Isolated very large hail events up to 2 inches in diameter possible. A tornado is also possible. I'm sorry if the text is kind of hard to read, but just reading to you the information here. But right now, you can actually see why the severe thunderstorm watch was issued there. And it's interesting how, let me see if I can play back here the animation for this. You can actually see it right here. I'll do away with this real quick. So here's the animation. Here's how it all formed, actually. You actually see how it kind of became just two separate cells, and then it just kind of merged into one. As we look at this here, and you can actually see the track that the storms took. And apparently there was a little cell, which I saw, it was on the eastern side of Hamilton County. And it just kind of just formed out ahead of it. And those are little blips you have to watch out for, but it just kind of combined together. And now it's like, kind of like in the shape of a U. The way the line is, it's kind of like in a U shape. So, yeah. But again, this is already, again, producing wind damage. Uniontown got a new report down there in Kentucky. Multiple trees and power lines down near and south of Uniontown. Approximately 50 Union counties without power. I'm guessing that means customers in that area. That one also a severe thunderstorm warning. Damage threat considerable. 70 mile per hour wind gust with that one. And of course, as I talked about, it did produce some damage earlier in the Morganfield area. I'm just looking to see if there was any. Xenia had a report? I didn't see that one. Oh, several large tree branches were blown down, including one that fell onto a trailer. That was in the Xenia area. That was reported at 5:42. So that one, I just happened to see that one. That one just came in. So far, again, it's not seeing rotation with this. We're not seeing a couplet with this cluster and White and Saline counties. Hamilton as well, Gallatin. We're not seeing that. Seeing a lot of lightning though, but I'm not seeing like a tight couplet to where that would be indicative of rotation. I'm not seeing that at all with this. That's a pretty wicked. That was a nice looking funnel, by the way. Appreciate Lorna, by the way, for sending that over. Let me see if it's. Oh yeah. By the way, I did send this to Paducah, and Area Meteorologist got a couple of likes on it on my X page. So there you go. I still call it Twitter. I still do, by the way. By the way, live chat's open. If you guys want to say hi, it seems like it's been a while since I've been on here doing this. And one of the reasons why is, one is I was on vacation. Two is my birthday. I was celebrating it. And then another reason why is that, we just haven't had really a lot of, severe weather. We just, it's been really quiet. Mainly we've had heat. We've had maybe at least a weather outbreak or two, but it's like, it hasn't really been, we just haven't seen a lot of storms lately. And it's interesting, ever since Father's Day last month, when we had the Father's Day severe weather outbreak, we had the EF3 in Jefferson County into Wayne County, a couple of Wayne County twisters. It's been really quiet on the tornado front. Now, we not had any confirmed touchdowns today, but we did have at least a couple of funnel clouds spotted. One over in the Mount Erie area, like I showed you guys earlier, and then the other, obviously was over in the Mount Vernon, Indiana area. By the way, the software I'm using is free to use, unless if you have premium. Aiden Nickelberry, I had him on a podcast recently. He was talking about, it's called Weatherfront. If you guys are interested, that's what I'm using here, and it's actually pretty neat. So you guys can check that out. Let's see. Power line down Henderson County, tree down as well as Smith Mills area. So if you guys haven't joined on here, you kind of wonder, well, how come you're on here and Fairfield's not being stormed on? Well, Fairfield was stormed on early. We had a strong storm. We did have this damage report, several trees down and crop damage in and near Sims. And with that report that came in, that prompted the National Weather Service in Paducah to issue the severe thunderstorm warnings. Now, this right here, 7:15, time right now 7:07. And let me see if there's an update on that. 6:47, moving southeast at 40. Emergency management reporting 60-mile-per-hour wind gust. I also have the Nixle alert. I know Hamilton County uses Nixle. I received that alert as well. So, yeah. Seeing some people hop on here. If you guys don't mind real quick, I got to do something. I got to grab something real quick. So, bear with me for a little bit, for just a brief moment as I grab something. I'll be right back. Give me a moment. Okay, y'all. So I got to show you guys this. And I had it. I thought I left it in the other room, and turns out I didn't. I had it right in front of me, just my laptop was covering it. I want to show you guys this. So Aiden Knuckleberry, I got this tumbler from him. It's pretty cool. Aiden Knuckleberry Storm Chaser. So you guys can support Aiden Knuckleberry. He was raised here in Fairfield. He's a storm chaser out in Oklahoma right now. So Aiden, this is one of his tumblers here. You guys can check out his store, support him. He's also got shirts and everything, so I wanted to show you guys that. This came in earlier this month when I was on vacation, and so I've been aiming to post to heaven yet, but I will, though. I will. So thanks, Aiden. Appreciate it, buddy. As we take a look here, and it's all about supporting local here too, guys. You guys know that. So right now, the severe thunderstorm warning, as you can see right there, highlighted. That is in effect until 7:15. And right now, time right now is 7:10. We got about 5 more minutes to go of that. I don't know if Aiden's still watching or not. I know I saw him like it earlier. I'll post it again. This right here, severe thunderstorm warning, see it highlighted as well. That one goes until 7:45. So we've got about 34 minutes to go of that one. That was radar indicated as well. And the one thing is, let's take a look here. I'm kind of curious here. We're going to go to Lincoln radar for a brief moment here, guys. I'm not seeing anything out of Lincoln. I'm not seeing anything out of St. Louis area. We do have a little bit of rain up here, the Quad Cities area. But right now, we are the show in terms of the coverage here of this this cluster, this U-shaped cluster of showers and storms. It looks like Hartford, Beaver Dam area just got put underneath a severe thunderstorm warning. That's all these warnings have been more like severe thunderstorm warnings. I haven't seen any tornado warnings being issued, but it is interesting how it's all been severe thunderstorm warnings, which is a good thing. We don't want tornado warnings or anything like that, but we did have earlier. We did have the funnel cloud over the Mount Erie area, and also Henderson reported a funnel cloud as well. Live chat open, by the way. You guys want to say hello? Appreciate you guys liking and following along there. But you guys can check it out, by the way, on the Facebook page of that funnel cloud. Showing you again the animation of how these storms formed. You can actually see how you had one cluster right here, moved to Poseyville, Mount Vernon, Evansville. Then you had this same cluster right here. And again, more like damaging wind threat with this. You actually just can see how it's just kind of how it's formed right here a little bit. We haven't had any more information lately here. Again, Sims area, Xenia, Iuka, Kim Mundy area, Fayette County. Again, that was that cluster. We have a little storm that formed southeast of Casey, Illinois. Let me see about that one. That one's kind of, trying to get itself going here. Now, I don't know, with it being already, 7:13, could be where it may be starting to get dark to where it may not be able to pick itself up together, but we can't ignore these little blips that happen here. We're starting to see something trying to form in the Robinson area. You can actually see it right here. So there's Martinsville up there. Let me see. That would be Lincoln sector. I'm saying, a little cell right there, but it's not severe. But the way these storms are moving to the southeast, I would definitely be keeping it. I don't know if you know anyone in Vincennes, maybe Washington, Indiana. I'd be on the Indiana side for sure if they were to, strengthen and all that. We'll see, though. Still got some time to go. The severe thunderstorm watch, by the way, guys, is in effect until midnight tonight. If there is no development, I say the word if there is no additional development, and I'm talking like this area right here because these storms are kind of going this way to the southeast. If there's no development over here, I foresee that the SPC and National Weather Service will come to an agreement that they would actually discontinue. They would actually just kind of peel away the watch. But we'll see, though. We'll see. We haven't really seen any couplets on radar in terms of like rotation. And let me see if I think I have a slide about that. Let me see. So I just want to show you guys as an example here of what I'm talking about. We haven't really seen this at all. And so we haven't seen, velocity data showing a couplet like this where you have the colors right next to each other. I haven't really seen that at all, but I tell you what, though, we have to keep an eye on things. I mean, there is a low risk of a tornado, and that's the thing too about these lines is that you could always have a brief spin up with it, but it looks like though the wind pretty much at its strongest in the Ridgeway Equality area, so that'd be a good strong pocket of wind heading down towards Shawneetown. McLeansboro, you guys right now at the moment, you guys are quiet. Carmi as well. The storm has gone past you. Those of you at El Dorado, Shawneetown, Ridgeway, Omaha Equality getting stormed on right now. Fairfield, you guys are good. No storms coming your way. Of course, you had a strong storm come through there, but I'm just saying you guys are in the clear right now. Still got we got a weather report out of Grayville. What's this? Large tree down on a house on Water and South Streets in Grayville. So Grayville getting some storm damage over there due to that line. So that was at 5:35. Just now saw this. Mark Martin is the one who reported it at 7:15. So Mark Martin, I want to say the race car driver, but I don't think it's the race car driver. He lives in Arkansas. He was a good one back in the day. Mark Martin was good race car driver back in the day for NASCAR. He drove the Valvoline number 6. Remember that one, a classic Valvoline. And by the way, he's very knowledgeable about racing. Get a chance. He was doing a podcast a while back, and it's actually pretty good. Start to see the line blowing out in Kentucky, Madisonville, Arlington. I'll show you where I was on vacation at, by the way, real quick. I was in Bowling Green for vacation. So there's Bowling Green. There's I-165. There's I-65 as well. Smith's Grove, by the way, has the Buc-ee's. I was over there. So they got some neat caves in the Bowling Green area. If you get a chance, check out. There's Cave City. There's Horse Cave. I was in that area. Highly recommend you guys check it out if you haven't done so. It's pretty neat. Severe thunderstorm warning has been upgraded. Considerable tag with this one. 70-mile-per-hour wind gust. Radar indicated. So this is for Harrisburg, Carmi, El Dorado, North City, Ridgeway, Quality, New Haven, Raleigh, Omaha, Broughton, Monty, Junction, and Muddy. Again, damage threat considerable. It has been updated. It was at 7:10. Severe storms located 9 miles northwest of Uniontown to near El Dorado, moving south at 50 miles per hour. Was going at 45. This time they're going about 50 miles per hour. So they had picked up speed a little bit. Damage threat considerable tag with this. And there's your pocket of wind right there. Let me, I'm going to check something out here real quick. So give me a moment here. But, so we have a strong pocket of wind with this. It's right here. So right now, and this is only about, again, so high to the atmosphere, but still you're actually seeing this pocket 68 miles per hour northwest of Junction, 65, there's Equality. So this is the strongest part of the area. Now it's kind of gone down a little bit. So right now, again, kind of moving. It says south, but kind of like south-southeast in this general direction. And so that's what we're seeing with this. As we take a look here again at the reading, 65, 68, 69. So that is your pocket of strong wind in this area right here. So Junction area, that's where Gallatin County High School is at. So there's Junction right here. There's the wind, mainly over a rural area. You have Highway 1. So this is Highway 1 that cuts through here. You also have a 14 as well cutting through here. Oops. And I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Hang on there. There it is. So, but Junction right now, that area, Highway 1, just west of Shawneetown, south of Ridgeway, east of Equality. That's where your strong wind is at. Let me see here. I know it's a storm relative velocity, but let's see if it's saying anything here. 72, 75, 69. But right there as well, just west, southwest of Shawneetown. So this pocket right here, and as we take a look, it's this area right here that is where the strongest wind is at. So that is where it's at right now. By the way, temperature-wise, 78 in Florida, 86 in Fairfield, 91 in McLeansboro. Those are the temperatures, by the way. It's been hot out there, hot and humid. Okay, so this is destructive. Severe thunderstorm warning. This is for Rosiclare, Sturgis. 80-mile-per-hour winds with this now. 80-mile-per-hour winds with this. So right now we're actually seeing 80-mile-per-hour wind gust with this. That's pretty crazy. So I showed you the pocket of strong, damaging wind. So this is a 717, 6 miles northeast of Shawneetown and near Harrisburg, moving south at 45 miles per hour. Equality, Shawneetown, Garden of the Gods areas. If you know someone down there, give them a heads up because those are some destructive winds. 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It's radar indicated. Also, no tornado possible tag, but you could have items being blown. Mobile homes could be heavily damaged. Again, this is not a tornado warning. It's a severe thunderstorm warning, but they are using the destructive damage threat tag with this. So these are storms that have 80-mile-per-hour wind gust with them. So again, and this is as a precautionary preparedness action by Paducah. This is what they said right here. This is an extremely dangerous situation with tornado-like wind speeds expected. Mobile homes and high-profile vehicles are especially susceptible to winds of this magnitude may be overturned. So again, if you know someone in that area, again, this is for Hardin County, northeastern Pope County, southeastern Saline, Gallatin, northern Crittenden County in Kentucky, northwestern Livingston County, southwestern Union County. There is a cluster of storms, and it's producing 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts, as radar indicated. And we saw it right here on radar. So even though it's not tornadic warned, but it can produce tornado-like damage, and there it is. So here's the area right here within this Polygon area, Cave and Rock, Sturgis. You're right there, but we'll include Sturgis. Why not Rosiclare, Golconda? This is the time of year where you see a lot of people head down the river for recreation, to get away, maybe do some boating, some camping. But if you know someone in those areas, may want to give them a heads up saying, hey, there's some strong storms heading down your way. Old Shawneetown. This is just east of Eddyville. But Golconda, that orange polygon, yeah, you're in it. Rosiclare, Elizabethtown, Hardin County High School. You have Highway 146. You have Highway 1, just naming off some of these roads here that are within this polygon area. And there it is. That's where it's outlined at. So it's because of this cluster of storms that's producing 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It is a radar indicated. So I would not be surprised if before long we were able to see some damage reports. Hopefully not, but given the nature of this situation, would not surprise me. And also the lightning too. We got lightning on top of that. So you could have structures being struck by lightning, could cause a fire. So it's not just the wind you have to be concerned about, but also the cloud to ground lightning. And it's pretty frequent. So there it is. There's the wind. There's the pocket. We're gonna do super res velocity. We'll take a look at this. $64, $65. Let me do this here. $55. It's gone down a little bit. Still potent, no. There's a pocket right there. We're going to zoom in a little bit. 62, 63, 64, 65, 67. So this is the strongest pocket right there. Carver's Ridge Road. But yeah, they are saying destructive wind, 53 miles per hour through Shawneetown. But it could gust. That's the thing. So it could gust up to 80. Let me see here. Not seeing any rotation at all with this. But again, a brief tornado cannot be ruled out, especially when you got a cluster of storms coming in like this. Let me see here. Also on YouTube as well, by the way, guys. Done Before the Storm, Facebook page. This is of the tornado, or this is of the funnel cloud, I should say. I shouldn't say tornado. This is of the funnel cloud earlier. It was observed. That was at right before 5 o'clock on the 161 in Mount Erie area. Again, credit to Lorna Diesel for that. Her son Keaton, that was off of his phone, like a screen grab of it. But that's a well-defined funnel. That was earlier. And that's been the story. We've had a couple of funnel clouds with this cluster of storms. But so far, it's been more straight line damaging wind threat. So, here, by the way, here's my weather page. Giving you guys a quick plug. Done Before the Storm, I'm live streaming on there too. So, also my backup live stream as well, which I use as a backup. But you guys can check that out. All right. These storms are starting to move out of southeastern Illinois already. Even though we got one over at Saline County, Gallatin, but if there's a silver lining to this is that it is on the move on its way out. By the way, that severe thunderstorm warning isn't effective until 8 o'clock, so we got about 30 minutes to go of it. This one that was issued earlier got about 16 minutes to go. Let's see if there's an update on it. Still 710 update. That was 70 mile per hour wind gust. Time is 7:29. But as you can see, it's moving its way out. I'm looking to see if there's any. Just move a couplet, perhaps. Looking. Seeing anything that really jumps out at me. The Ridgeway, Equality, Shawneetown. Those of you in Cave and Rock, Rosiclare, Golconda, Elizabethtown, where the high school is at, Hardin County High School, 146, Highway 1. Mainly of our rural area, but this is an area that's pretty popular this time of year for camping, for Garden of the Gods, tourism. So, again, give these people a heads up if you know someone in those areas. We look to the north here. We do have a little cell that's over in the Hudsonville area and Annapolis. A little tiny cell, not much. We zoom out and take a look at the big picture here. And, of course, there is not a lot going on. We're pretty much the main event here. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning up there in Minnesota, interesting enough. So, what's that over in Montana? It's a special weather statement. A Timu type of warning right there. So far, we are the main event. Go over the reports real quick for those of you guys that just happen to hop on here. We've had some damage in the area. We'll start off with closer to home. Several trees down, crop damage in and near Sims. That was reported in at 6:26. Storm Prediction Center SPC with that one. We also had Grayville as well. That one came in at 5:35. A large tree down on a house on Water and South Streets in Grayville. That was at 5:35. Xenia area. Several large tree branches were blown down, including one that fell onto a trailer. That came in at 5:42. Iuka area. Tree down, power lines down there. 5:47. Kim Mundy, Alma area. Kim Mundy area X-ray. Power outages there. Blown trees down between Kim Mundy and Fryna on Highway 37. Fayette County had a tree down near Little Hickory Creek. Albion earlier had quarter size, a lot of quarter size hail. That was reported in at 5:24. That was due to the earlier storms. Crossville, large tree branch on the road, Highway 14. So that's what's going on there. But right now at the moment, it has just been crazy. But I'll tell you what, if you're this is interesting because if you guys recall last month, we had the wind. Well, last month we had the tornado outbreak, Father's Day. You know, we had multiple tornadic storms, and today it's different. As I always say, every severe weather outbreak is different. This is more damaging wind threat, and that was the primary threat. Special weather statement over there in Tell City area, but right now though it's just been more like the straight line damaging wind. That's been the primary threat. We've also had some large hail, but just the wind has been the story today. 80-mile-per-hour wind gust again. That is destructive damage threat. There it is right there. And so, but yeah, it's happening. It's actually happening. And what's crazy in all this, you know, again, this wind, it's kind of interesting how it all kind of blew up a little bit. I mean, it was interesting how yesterday we didn't see anything about slight risk, and then, you know, today it got issued, and I shared it, and I was like, whoa, okay, this is interesting. And at the college, we had our free swim at Leo French Park, and I was hoping that, you know, we weren't going to have, like anything like where it'd be like, you know, I was hoping no storms. We didn't get stormed upon, but when I was leaving the pool, and it was closer to 5 o'clock, I heard rumble thunder earlier, and I was like, oh, okay. And all of a sudden, like, this really happened. But I got tanned a little bit. I got a little bit sunburned. That's what I get. Severe thunderstorm warning has been canceled for North City, Carmine. Looks like they just issued one for El Dorado. Hang on. Is that right? Yeah. Oh, expires at 10. Okay, what's 7:34. Severe storm located near El Dorado, moving south at 25 miles per hour. Now, this is where also it's also like where you have it's 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, but it's but it's only in effect for like what, 10 more minutes? Yeah, 10 more minutes. So Southern White County's canceled, by the way. But there's still a tiny slither right there. Harrisburg, Muddy, El Dorado. This is Highway 45. There's El Dorado, Equality. Of course, the Red Onion down there, that area, popular restaurant, El Dorado, Muddy, Harrisburg. So that area is still underneath the severe thunderstorm warning. That expires in 10 minutes. But you have this right here. This part of the storm, destructive. Let's see if there's an update on this since they just updated. They did not. But 80-mile-per-hour wind gusts, though, I mean, and as we take a look at this, I'll show you here. if we're taking a look at the enhanced Fujita scale, I'm using this as an example. Even though it's tornado, but still, you're talking winds about EF0. You know, you could have some damage of gutters or siding, possibly, you know, EF1, like in the 80s there. So that's just an example of this is more like tornado stuff, but still, well, I talked about earlier with how mobile homes can get damaged. You can have vehicles being overturned. This is what we're seeing here. And this area, again, popular this time of year, Garden of the Gods. People have cabins on the river. Cave and Rock, as far as I know, the ferry, I think the service is still out. I as far as I know, they have not restored ferry service for Cave and Rock. So, yeah. And then you also have Elizabethtown. Let's take a look here at the wind and see. Oh, yeah. So here you have your strong pocket of wind, 78, 75, 76, 70. So it's already moving into Cave and Rock and the river. Still see a lot of lightning with this. Let's zoom in a little bit more. 76, 78. It really has picked up. Let me see if we go back here. I'll show you guys this pocket of wind. And you can actually see it kind of weakened about right here a little bit in this area. But boy, it really started to pick up when it got into Cave and Rock area. And there it is. I mean, it's just that's a strong pocket of wind. And we are seeing it. This strong pocket of wind. My goodness. I mean, so Cave and Rock, it's probably gusting down there right now. I don't have anyone I know of lives in Cave and Rock, but it's if you know someone down there, they're probably feeling the gusty winds right now. But this is the strong pocket for sure. Anyways, we take a look at this. We can go back in time. So I'm sure we'll be able to get it here, but let me see. But this is when it did damage over in the Sims area. This is earlier. But it has really, and you just see the lightning over time, just how quickly it's grown. Look at that. I mean, it just kind of went from being like a little small ball. All of a sudden, whoop, there it is. That was a weird sound effect. I probably won't do that again, but you can just tell how this strong pocket is just coming. I'm still curious if there's an update. I'm just curious because this wind is crazy. 80-mile-per-hour wind gust forecast. By the way, guys, I want to show you, in case you missed it, Done Before the Storm Facebook page. There it is. This is a photo of the funnel cloud that was over in the Mount Erie area off of 161. Thanks, Lorna Diesel. Appreciate it, Lorna and her son Keaton for that. But that's pretty wicked right there. But yeah. Done Before the Storm. I do this voluntarily. I appreciate the support and the encouragement, guys. Wouldn't be doing this without you. Live chat's open. I don't see anyone saying hi. I was hoping someone would say hi on here. Hey, Billy, what's up? Oh, Vicky. Vicky watching from Columbus, Ohio. Maryland watching. Christina watching as well. Appreciate Billy. Thank you. So your wife and your daughter at the wedding last weekend. Enjoyed seeing them. It was good to see Suzanne and Morgan. Tell them I said hello. But the wind has been the story with this. It has just literally been the story here. We're getting multiple reports as well. Start to see some reports falling into Posey County, and it's starting to light up a little bit. New Harmony area, trees down New Harmony. I know somebody's a little bit behind a little bit, but we're starting to see this. Tree down along Springfield Road in Posey County. Also, tree down on Copperline Road. Reminds me of Copperhead Road, Steve Earle. Let me see here. I'll do something right here in a moment. Blackford Road, Mount Vernon, Indiana, some damage over there. Tree down in Mount Vernon. Did I say anything about this one? Tree down at Point Township. This is all Posey County, but we're starting to see reports out of Posey County about it. And I would not be surprised at some point if we were to see some reports, especially with this pocket of wind that's moving through the Cave and Rock area, southeastern Illinois, because this right here is definitely potent for sure. It is on its way out, which is a good thing. But I tell you what, folks, the wind has been the big story here. I mean, look at these wind reports we're seeing coming in. Not seeing anything to the northwest of us at the moment. If we did have something, it would be in this area right here, and it would be coming this way. But if we take a look here at Lincoln, there's nothing up here of concern, and that's encouraging. It's a good thing. Oops. Take a inspect this tool a little bit. Yeah, Cave and Rock, getting some strong wind right there. Whoa, did I see that right? 45, 60. I keep that say this. Timu. I mentioned Timu earlier. It's Tolu, Kentucky. Straw Pocket 62. I think the 129 was reaching to get around to 130, but that's 70 though. 69, yeah. Now, if you know someone in Marion, Kentucky, you got Salem, Crane, Fredonia, I would definitely be getting them. But ow. But I just had a hitch. I'm all right though. Old age, I'm telling you, old age. Way I see it here, guys, I'm not seeing it. Once this expires, what time is it? It'd be 8 o'clock. Time is 7:44. So we got about 16 more minutes left of this, 15 more minutes left to go of the severe thunderstorm warning. We also have this one up here too. That should be expiring at about a minute away from now. And I think the focus is going to be for the Cave and Rock area. Storms are moving out of southern Illinois. We do have a storm up here in the Robinson area, but that's not as strong as what we're seeing right here down in the Cave and Rock area. Kentucky as well. You see how that's bowing out? It's indicative of strong wind. Considerable observed as well. What's this about? Yeah, so widespread tree and power line damage in Henderson County. And, oops. Yeah, I tell you what, if you know anyone, 70-mile-per-hour winds in Earlington, Kentucky around 7:30, by the way. So if you know anyone in Clarksville, I'm also looking at Nashville as well. If you know anyone in Clarksville, Nashville, may want to tell them about this line coming in because this is a potent, strong line. And we'll see if it makes its way down to Tennessee. But Owensboro with some damage. Wires down. You have a little cell phone in Oakland City area. little tiny cell right there. So the severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for, El Dorado, it was only like for 10 minutes. That has been canceled. We got about 13 more minutes to go with this. There's still no new update. I'm a little surprised about it. I would not be surprised if they were to include, and this is just a theory on my part, I would not be surprised if they were to kind of include maybe this right here, this area, into Kentucky. Because if you look at it, and I'm going to leave this up here, how you've had this strong pocket of wind, and you can actually see approaching Marion. You can see it right there. This has been your strongest pocket of wind in this area. I would not be surprised if Paducah was to say that it was going to be with the pocket of wind that's already out of southeastern Illinois. I think the greater emphasis will be on western Kentucky, Marion area, Salem, Crane, Salem, Kentucky, that is, because it's just, this is the main threat, the damaging straight line wind threat. You also have the lightning too, and the lightning's more like concentrated over in the western part of Kentucky. So I'm going to be on here. What time is it? 7:47? I'll probably be on here till about 8 o'clock and then just call it a night with this. Sorry I wasn't on here earlier. I was just kind of a little bit curious as to how things would go. But, okay, now we just saw it right here. Severe thunderstorm warning. I'm surprised they just have not updated this yet. And we're starting to see some damage reports coming in the Harrisburg Ridgeway area. We'll get to that in a moment. I'm kind of curious. 8:30. Okay, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, law enforcement. These storms have produced wind damage in El Dorado and Ridgeway. All right, so let's take a look here. By the way, live chat open if you want to say hello. I monitor the live chat. If you guys have any questions, want to give a shout, maybe you have a question about your area, feel free to say hello. We've had people watch from Ohio, Illinois. And let's take a look here at the damage reports. This is in Ridgeway. Several large branches down in town. Of course, Ridgeway, we remember Ridgeway in Harrisburg. Remember the EF4 tornado years ago? I was down there just hours before that tornado hit. I was down there at the Gallatin County Boys High School basketball sectional. That happened. We remember the EF4. Ridgeway got some tree branches down there. El Dorado. Several reports of tree branches down in El Dorado. So because of these two reports, they have decided to extend this in Eddyville, Land Between the Lakes area, Princeton as well. It is observed. It goes until 8:30. So if you know someone in the Princeton, Kentucky area, Fredonia, Eddyville, Catawba, this is the Land Between the Lakes area. And it's a popular tourist attraction. I talked about Garden of the Gods earlier. And this is what we're seeing here. Also, McQueensboro. Did I mention McQueensboro earlier? 645 power lines and several large branches down in McLeansboro, along with other parts of Hamilton County. So, those are the wind reports. This really has come in. I mean, we talk about tornadoes here, and we haven't seen any. It's just more like the wind has been the story. And these winds have just been crazy. And you can just kind of see how large tree branch on the road. That was Crossville, New Harmony. And just kind of look at the wind reports. It outnumbers, we had that funnel cloud over there at 161 in Mount Airy area. We had one southeast of Mount Vernon, Indiana, but just the wind reports have just really outnumbered the thunderstorm reports. Live chat open, by the way. You guys want to say hello? Let me see here. There it is. But yeah, we've been on here for a little over an hour right now. Well, you guys see an increase in followers on Done Before the Storm Facebook page. I'll show you what that is, by the way. And this was of the funnel cloud. I know it's been circulating around a little bit. I have also forwarded this. Well, eventually. So here's what my weather page looks like. Again, I do this voluntarily as a service, as long as I'm able and available to. Already we got over 520 followers. So if you guys haven't done so already, give it a like. And I update this whenever I can. I also did a podcast with Aiden Elkelberry a while back. You guys can check that out. That was earlier. We had that. It was last month. We had that weather, that tornado outbreak around Father's Day. So you guys can check it out. And there's that funnel cloud. As far as I know, no tornado touchdown confirmed. But still enough, though, to get your attention. Like, whoa, yeah. Now, I did watch the video of that, by the way. And I'll see if I can pull it up here. So give me a moment here. I do have permission as well to show the video. So give me a moment. But, guys, again, the wind has been the big story with this. As we have seen the wind reports coming in. And already the line, the cluster is already, majority of it in Kentucky, still have been to Illinois. Be with you guys until 8 o'clock. But I want to pull up the video of that, of the tornado, and I'll have it muted as well. But let me pull it up here. Just give me a moment. So here's the video of that funnel cloud, by the way. So you see, yeah, you'll see the funnel. You'll start to see a form right there, and you can just see that cone shape. It's starting to kind of extend down a little bit. It's from Lorna as well, but you can just see how the funnel, it kind of lifted up a little bit, but you'll see it start to take shape here. I don't have the audio pipe through on my through the computer here, so I apologize for that. But you can kind of see the rotation here. You just kind of see it swirling around. And you see now it's starting to take that definitive cone shape. There it is again. See, it's starting to form the little funnel. Now, again, in person, I have not seen a tornado in person. I survived the April 2002 F3 tornado, but I've not, seen one in person. And I messaged Lorna. This is where it was at its peak, right? You can just see the tornado right there. So there's the tornado. You can just see right there that definitive cone. And I think it was at its peak right there. I really do. You can just see, again, that cone, that funnel trying to extend down. As far as I know, no confirmed tornado touchdown. Now, I was, again, off of 161, Mount Erie area. But Lorna told me this real quick. I'll read this off to you guys. I asked her for permission. I was granted permission. I always do that. But she said it was at 4:51. She said it was exciting. We just couldn't believe it. We had been watching the weather. Her husband Andrew said he didn't see anything 10 minutes before that happened. And you see how it started to fade away. It started like fizzle away. Okay, that's about its peak. And then you kind of start to see it starting to go away, kind of being sucked up a little bit. But that is about as definitive of a cone of a funnel as you'll find but that's a funnel cloud. If it was touching the ground, it would be a confirmed tornado, but it was aloft. Now, unless if it did touch down, then it'd be tornado, but you could have a funnel cloud and never touch down. But again, that's a pretty cool shot right there. So thanks, Lorna. Appreciate it again. Look at all this lightning. By the way, Marion, Kentucky, they are just getting lightning upon. But yeah. But that is, but that funnel, I'll tell you what, just That's a heck of a shot right there. And it also, I want to go back to that video real quick. The one thing I liked about this was, going back a little bit, this is why location matters. But you could actually see how it's wide open. It's wide open right there. You can easily see, and that's that's important because, there are times where you just cannot see. We have a lot of trees, we have a lot of hills, and it's so hard to see what's going on at ground level. But right there, that's just a perfect location for it. So, and there's some locations within Wayne County, not very many, that offer a vantage point like that where there's no obstruction. You can actually see what's going on. 3 more minutes to go left of the severe thunderstorm warning. We have one down there in Kentucky. I'm here with you guys for about 3 more minutes. I'm going to jet out. But what a day, though, if you look at this from a wind perspective. Just the reports. I don't know. I want to see here. I have not pulled this up yet. Let me see. The Wayne White electric outage map. I have not talked about this yet, so I apologize for that. But let me see if there's anything from Wayne White about it. Because I usually have their outage map on here. We do have some outages being reported already. And give me a moment here as I pull this up. I used to have it, be able to save it, and then it just kind of went away. So I am starting to see some outages here with this. And so, give me a moment. Let me see. Okay, I've got the outage map pulled up. So here's the latest. Very sporadic here. We got a few, but when you go down to about McLeansboro area, Hamilton County State Fish Wildlife area, Omaha, see numerous outages. So there's 43 customers affected by this, 11 active. So I definitely encourage you guys to check out Wayne White Electric Cooperative or your local electric company to see the outages. But that's the latest update on that. Time right now 7:59. I'm just gonna wait for the severe thunderstorm warning to be discontinued here, and I thought maybe I might stick around a little bit longer, see if there's any more damage reports. Power lines and trees and power lines down throughout Webster County, Kentucky. Oh, Massiville, that's the temperature. I was like, what is that? What's the 70? Oh, estimated 70-mile-per-hour winds in Arlington. That was earlier. Yeah, just a lot of wind reports here. There's that pocket of wind, by the way. 78, 75, 77 right there. Right around Crane area in Kentucky. Yeah. Should be 8 o'clock. This warning should expire. Okay, it just dropped it. So it just dropped it. Paducah is not in a warning, by the way, but just to the east of Paducah, though. All right. So, guys, time is 8 o'clock. This line, as you can see, I don't see a severe thunderstorm warning being issued for Harrisburg or Shawneetown or Cave and Rock. Obviously, Marion County, Kentucky being stormed upon right now. Along Crane. It's coming upon Eddyville, Princeton area. Princeton, Kentucky, that is. Land between the lakes area. Little curly Q right there around Harrisburg. Let me check that. No rotation with that. But I'll tell you what, guys. What a day here. What a Sunday. So, just a recap here. We did have some damage. Some trees down. Some crop damage in the Sims area. A lot of the reports have been mainly just, power line, trees down, straight line damaging wind. We've had a couple of funnel clouds that we know of that were spotted, one in the Mount Airy area, no confirmed touchdown there, along with Henderson County, Kentucky, no confirmed touchdown there either. Um, but mainly this was a damaging wind event. We were underneath a slight risk for severe weather. That came down this afternoon from Paducah. And what's interesting was a few days ago, it was mainly just, sunny and hot with highs in about the low to mid 90s. But as we saw right there, it's amazing how things can change. And certainly it did provide some relief a little bit from the heat. Uh, Whereas other areas, I'm just looking off my screen here, like Marion, Benton. Um, there's really just, those areas got unscathed. So we will keep an eye on this here for you in terms of, like development here. Now, this severe thunderstorm watch, and I'll pull this up here real quick here. This severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until midnight. I'm not seeing anything developing to our northwest at the moment. For those of you who are kind of wondering, we're not seeing any storms fire up. St. Louis radar site showing nothing either. We will keep an eye on it here for you as this line is, rampaging throughout Kentucky. We got, people down in Tennessee that may be facing this line unless if it were to weaken drastically when the sun goes down. This could also be, in hindsight, kind of thinking out loud here a little bit, but if this were to hold it together for several hours and go for miles and miles, this could be like a little derecho. I was thinking about that just now, especially when derechos are known for, strong, straight line damaging winds. Could have always embedded tornadoes and some hail, but the winds is what they're known for. This could be like a derecho type a little bit. So given the wind reports we have seen here locally and in the region, kind of like seeing Shadesville a little bit. So, but anyway, guys, hey, thanks for watching live weather coverage. I thank you guys for the support. It's just the severe weather threat has pretty much moved out of Illinois right now into Kentucky. But to give you guys a quick plug here about it, you guys can check out Done Before the Storm. It's my weather page. Again, I do the best I can in keeping us updated with information and all that. This is what it looks like. So Done Before the Storm. Give me a follow. I post weather information on there and also, video clips, photos. Haven't done a pod in a while just because it's been relatively quiet. But I would like to do a podcast with Aiden Elkerberry at some point. And by the way, you guys can support Aiden as well. Here's his Tumblr I bought off his website. Aiden is from Fairfield, and he's storm chasing out there in Oklahoma. This is a Tumblr, but he's got shirts and all that. So this is what it looks like. Check it out. Aiden Elkerberry, Storm Chaser. Proud of you, Aiden. Hello to you if you're still watching. So, guys, thanks for watching.